Hi everyone, I'm Jack. Today I'm going to share with you how I recreated this Anthropic Keep Thinking with Cloud commercial with zero cost, all leveraging open source models and a local machine. So let us quickly watch the original commercial.
There's never been a worse time. Problem. There's never been a worse time. Problem. There's never been a worse time. Problem. There's never been a worse time.
And this is the one that I recreated with zero cost in one day.
There's never been a worse time. Problem. 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 There's never been a worse time.
So as you can see, visually it's 80 to 90% similar as the original video, but of course it's a direct copy of the video, so there was no creativity whatsoever in this video. I was just trying to prove out just trying to push the limits to see where the open source model could make and leveraging a local DGX Spark machine. So let me quickly walk you through the overall system design and how I set it up to complete this entire video within a day. So first of all, I set up a web app, a content studio that is vibe coded all with cloud code. Then I'll write a single line of code that handles, first of all, like the overall visual design guide, what kind of style that we're looking for. And secondly, storyboarding out what are the key visual elements for each of the scene. And this would be connected to a Z-image open source model that is running locally on my NVIDIA DGX Spark machine. And the third step would be video creation. So based on our storyboarding, we run a 混元 image to video model, also open source, also running on the DGX Spark, and create the videos. And then lastly, on post-production, stitching all these clips together and layering on top the audio file and handling all the export. So that's the overall system design. And as you can see, it's all run on this little beast sitting on my desktop. And shout out to Alex, he gifted me this this machine, and running it per the variable cost would be only like $0.2 per hour of electricity costs, and as all the open source models are for free. So let me quickly take you through the web app. So there are 8 different phases. So we start from a high-level storyline, and then we have the style guide. And what this could do is that you could input any YouTube videos, and it feeds to the Gemini model, and Gemini extract the style insights. So for example, what kind of lighting, what kind of color palette that our overall video should follow. And once we have the overarching style guideline, then we could start creating scene-by-scene storyboards. So here you can see that all of these texts are generated by myself, and also with some help from AI. And what this does is it takes these texts and turns them into low fidelity, mostly black and white images, so that we could quickly get a sense of what the framing should like, what are the visual elements, what should the main characters should act. And each of this video could be generated within like 20 seconds because they're like super low fidelity, and leveraging this DGX Spark around a couple of seconds. And once we have all these image generated, then we could also view it in a timeline view to kind of get a rough sense on the overall storyline and whether these scenes connect with each other or not. So this is more of a quick iteration on the scene-by-scene view. And then the second step would be generating high fidelity images based off these black and white sketches. So as you can see, these are high fidelity images. Each take around 1 to 3 minutes to generate. And of course, it could be batched generated. So let's say if we want to, so once we hit regenerate, then this web app connects to this local DGX Spark, which is running all these open source models with the help of Comfy UI. And what you're seeing is a step-by-step workflow from loading the model, feeding in the prompt, to some samplers, and then saving the videos locally in a local file system. So both image to video and text to images. It looks kind of complicated, but there's all templates within Comfy UI, and you could just ask ChatGPT to help you understand all of these parameters. But in short, once you hit generate, then it runs on the DJX model in parallel in batches to help you generate these images. And then once we have all the images, then we could turn them into short clips. So as you can see, each of the images, we could give it some guidelines. So like panning out, or like the text should fade out, or there should be another character walking in, like what kind of like motion design we want to apply to these images. And each of the video, 5-second video, would take around like 3 to 5 minutes to generate. So yeah, of course, it's still batch, it's still running parallel. So we could basically create a 10-minute video within a afternoon. And once we have all the videos, then we could just easily stitch them together, layer on top a background music, and then finally export it. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed this. And if you have any, if you need any startup cinematic launch videos, feel free to reach out to me, and we could work together and see what we could do. All right, see you in the next one. Cheers.